Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel all about BI. In the previous video, we discussed the basics of creating a lake house and what happens when we create a lake house. We saw that in the last session, whenever we create a lake house, there are two things that are automatically getting created. One is SQL endpoint and semantic endpoint. SQL endpoint is for data analysts to run SQL query on the data stored in Lakehouse. Okay, so SQL endpoint, as the name indicates, if you want to analyze the data using SQL queries, you can go ahead and do that using SQL endpoint. Semantic endpoint, on the other hand, it helps the Power BI developers to look at the data in the way that Power BI report can be developed. Okay, so this is what we discussed in the previous session. In this session, I'm going to talk about something related to delta files that are delta tables that are created in Lakehouse mode. So I'm going back. This is my Lakehouse, my YouTube Lakehouse. In that, if you click on files, you will see two files that I uploaded in the last session. One is a text file and another is a CSV file. As I told in the last session, text file doesn't let us create a table out of it automatically, but CSV file will let us create a table which is going to be a delta format table. Okay, so I'm going to just click on it quickly. Load to table, new table. I will call it t underscore test data, and then I'll say load. What it will do is, it is going to create a delta table for me. What is a delta table? It is going to be persisting the history of changes. Okay, so it is going to save the data internally in the Parquet format, and then it's going to track the changes as well. This is the basic concept of delta table. So as you see here, a table is created, which is that square rectangle thing, and then inside below that you see a triangle. Okay, the triangle means that it's a delta table. Okay, so let's not worry much about the icon. So if I click on this three dots and say view files, okay, I'm seeing two things here. So without clicking this three dot, if I simply click on the table name only, you will see the data. Okay, so I'm going back to the three dots and say view files. You see two stuffs here. One is delta log, and then a partition file of type Parquet is created. So I said in the beginning that whenever we create a delta table, the data is going to be stored in the Parquet format. Okay, can I look into this data? No, because there is no Parquet reader available by default in the Fabric workspace. If you want to look at the data of a Parquet file, you have to download a Parquet viewer, or you have to copy paste the data in the um, online Parquet readers so that you can look at the data. Okay, so this is part 1. Part 2 is a folder where you see delta log. So what is there in the delta log? It is just a JSON file right now, okay, because it is the original data file that we uploaded from Lakehouse, right? So if you click on it, you will get to see certain details about the file that you uploaded, or the data table that got created. So if you see here, there is a metadata tag. Under that, if you see, name of the field is serial number, type of the field is integer, and then next field name is name. Its type is also string. It is nullable. And then if you come to the next, name of the field is age, type of that field is integer. See how efficiently or how intelligently this delta table works. So it reads the data and it decides the data type, and then it stores the metadata in the file. So next is the qualification field, wherein the type is identified as string and it is also nullable. So it is the metadata of the file that we uploaded. We have just 4 columns, that's why we see 4 columns here. So if you come here in the bottom, you will see the data as well. Name is Shri, serial number is 1, and then age is 43. So next, if you come to qualification, it is postdoctorate. So name is Vasu, serial number is 3, age is 77. So like that, you will be able to look at the data as well in the JSON file. Okay, even though it's not very user friendly to read the data, but yeah, you can look at the data here. So what happens when we update the file? first of all, whether we can update the file from here or not. From here and all, we cannot do that. Okay. If you go to the Microsoft site and if you look at SQL Analytics endpoint, there are two endpoints that are created, right? One is SQL endpoint and second is a semantic endpoint. So we saw that SQL endpoint helps us read the data or explore the data or analyze the data. We can only do that. Using a SQL endpoint, you cannot update a file in Lakehouse. So that is what I wanted to clarify in this session. To modify data in Lakehouse Delta tables, you have to switch to Lakehouse mode and use Apache Spark. Okay. So we will be tempted. So I have a table. Okay. So I have this table data, and then I'm told that this is a delta table and can be updated and it will preserve history, right? But where can I update this table? That is what we are going to see now. Can I update in SQL endpoint by going to SQL Analytics endpoint and then writing an update query? No. SQL endpoint will only let you query the data, okay, just for selecting and analyzing purposes. So in order for us to update the file, I have to go back to Lakehouse mode and then I have to use Apache Spark. Okay. So for that, let us create a notebook. I create a new notebook, and then if I expand my Lakehouse, I can see the tables and files. Okay. If I click on this three dot, I will have option to load to Spark. Okay. By default, it is choosing PySpark in Python, and then environment is all default. I don't have any other environment created for me, so I'm just having everything as default. So what I did, I went to Lakehouse mode, and then I clicked on. I'll just close it and do it again for you. Okay. So we are in SQL Analytics endpoint. I'll go to Lakehouse mode. I'll click new notebook. In the new notebook, I have option to load my table into a data frame, Spark data frame. Okay. So this is what is automatically created for me. So I'll just run this cell. This is a select query. We all know that it is just going to show us what data is there in my test data delta table. So it will take some time. What we are going to do now is we are going to update the delta file or delta table here itself in the notebook. I will show you how to do that. Okay. So let it run. So we are seeing the data now. Okay. So we have three records, Subha, Sri and Vasu. We have four columns. All good. So now I'll just minimize it. I don't want to see the output, so that we have some space. I'm just clicking on code, and then I'm just copying and pasting the same code again, but this time I will do an update. Update table name, set my serial number equal to 4, where serial number is 3. So wherever serial number is 4, if you want to look at the data, I'll show you. So wherever serial number is 3, I want to update it as 4. Okay, that is my aim of this query. Update table set serial number equals to 4 where serial number equals to 3. After that, we will display the data frame. Let us see if it runs first. So I'm just running this query. It has to update my table. It has to create a history as well. I have to see a new Parquet file being created out of this update. We will see everything now. Okay. So command executed. I'll create a new code. We will just display the data frame now. Okay. it just has number of rows affected. So what shall we do? We will again select and see what the file is or table is containing. I'm running the first query again because it has the select query. I did not write it again. So output is hidden. Let us show the output. It's still running. See here. Previously, Vasu had 3 as serial number and right now it is updated to 4. All good till now, right? So we were able to update the delta table using a notebook in Spark mode. All good till now. So let us go back to 3 dots and say view files. So I'll close the notebook mode and then I'm going to Lakehouse and then view files. So I will do a refresh here. So there is a refresh button in the first icon. So I just clicked on that so that it showed me 2 Parquet files. So one was created at 8:53 a.m. today and one was created at 9:01 a.m. today. So this is the latest Parquet file with the updated data. So let us go inside this delta log and then we see 2 files now. Already there was only one file which is the original file and it is the updated file. So if you see here, the operation that has happened is update and the condition is serial number equals to 3. Wherever the serial number was 3, it got updated. That is the information that we get from here. And if you come down, you will see for Vasu, the serial number is updated to 4. Okay. So this is the idea behind delta tables. It creates a new file every time there is a change happening to the original data. It can be delete, it can be update, it can be insert. Whenever there is a change happening to the original data, you will create a new version of the data in Parquet format. Okay, and all the information related to the changes will be stored in the log folder. Okay, in the form of JSON files. So this is what I had for today's session. I hope this is useful. To just quickly reiterate, I'll tell you, we know how to create a lakehouse. Inside the lakehouse, there are 2 endpoints created, and with SQL endpoint, we will just be able to read the data. In order for us to update the data in Lakehouse, we need to use notebooks and then Spark code to do that. Whenever we update data in the Lakehouse, a new Parquet file will be created and the updates will go to the log file. Okay, so that's all with me. If you have any questions about this video, please feel free to comment it in the comment section. And as usual, keep supporting and keep providing your inputs. Thank you so much.